All right, guys. So I fucking got the body bolted down. Everything is good. But something kind of bugged me. I confidently mentioned earlier in the video that I said the tires sit pretty even in here. They kind of don't. This side sits almost flush. This side, quarter panel sits out further. Now I'll explain to you guys. I measured various points from the pinch weld to bolts with my tape measure. It's very rudimentary here, right? So between the bolts and measuring stuff, I'm off within a quarter inch. A quarter inch split between both sides to even it out, that's an eighth of an inch. That's the way this usually works, right? So if I was to shift the body an eighth of an inch in either direction to overcome that difference, then it would be like, let's say I took a measurement from this pinch weld to one of the bolts here. It was 8. It was 8 1/4 on this side. It was 8 on this side. So if I bring the body over an eighth of an inch that way, it would be perfect. So I'm an eighth of an inch off, which is you can't notice it. But I'm going to show you guys something. Now, I've known about this. This car got hit in the driver's rear quarter panel, and it was hacked at some point. I mean, butchered. You really can't see it in here. Let me turn on, see if I can get, there we go. So in here, you can see a weld, and it's all boogery in here, right? So what these fucking hacks did at some point was they left the corner of the original quarter panel, got their replacement, and overlapped it. You can see in here, this has been buckled, and it doesn't look good compared to this side. You see how smooth that looks? See how tighter everything is? I think when this car was hit, and the idiot who replaced the quarter panel, he overpulled the wheel opening, and he fucking put the quarter panel on, and you can see right now in this reflection how that body molding dips into the door. Well, guess what? Look at how fucking off that is. That's how far out now if it's that far off down there, imagine how far is in the center of the wheel opening where there is now a difference, right? So you guys can clearly see that, and I hope you can. This is like a really good point. So, just wanted to show you guys, because you know what? I confidently said that, and then I quickly took my words back after I went back and I even measured. But our body is within an eighth of an inch on center, right? Which in most circumstances, you can't visibly see an eighth of an inch between the wheels anyway, in my opinion. Like for me, there's more variance. And these cars had a lot of adjustment at the body mount bushing, so they didn't measure them with tape measures on the assembly line. They got assembled where they fell into place. Sorry. So, as you can see, in this quarter panel, the wheel opening is flatter. That molding is straighter. So, when that side was hit, somebody put it up on the frame machine, or they used their, whatever they were using, pulling pots. You can even tell that wheel opening is out. This is bad bodywork right here. Obviously, we kind of restored the car, and at the time when we did it, my experience wasn't there when we were doing the bodywork, at least. We did the bodywork on this car back in high school, and my dad just wanted it to look good, and it's a solid, I don't know, 10-footer. It doesn't look that great in person. The gaps are a little off. When I get to the bodywork on this car, I'm going to make it something badass, because this car warrants it. It's been in our family for a while. I love this car. This car is one of the reasons why I went into the auto body trade. I wanted to see this car get done, and I knew that in high school, if I took auto body, hopefully I can get this car done or bring it into our shop, which is what we did. So either way, I wanted to show you guys that I got it bolted on. Next step is to jack it up, get the rear end out, but the body's bolted on, and we're pretty good there. Everything is pretty solid. I'm digging those washer cups I made that I mentioned to you guys. I mean, this body is it feels solid. I mean, I know that you guys would have really had to experience it to believe it. So I'm going to let you go, get to it, pop the rear end off the car. We'll see how that goes. Check in on. Man, you want to know what sucks? Disconnecting parking brake lines. I mean, they don't suck. They're just a pain in the ass. You know, you usually got your 4 tabs. Once you release that, you got to bring back the fucking pawl, and then you got to pull this forward and loop it out. And yeah, it's always fun. It's gotten easier over the years. I mean, people complain about doing them on old cars. Try doing them on modern cars. They suck. Rant of the current moment. All right. We're done. I got the rear end out. Still in pretty good shape. Still nice and smooth. You can still see my pattern. I remember what it looked like when I did it. I don't know if you can see it in the reflection. I kind of cleaned it off, but whatever little diff fluid was in there is leaving a little impression. But backlash is still tight. Now the only thing was these spider gears were starting to jam up. Something I may or may have not known is that there's shims on the spider gears. It may have been a little too tight. So again, when I did this, I didn't know what I know now. But as far as the gear, still super smooth. Everything's good. Backlash is still nice and tight. But this is a 308. We're going to a 342 with a posi. This is an open rear. This has been in there for after further investigation. It's been in there for fucking 6 years. Sorry, I got distracted there. My phone gave me a little notification of something going on. But yeah, this has been in there about 6 years, 7 years or so, and so yeah. Going to 342. It's out. I'm gonna hit this at some point soon. Get that done, and then we got to do our control arms. So that is the next thing really on the list. I mean, once this is done, all we got to do is the engine, and the engine's going to be quick. It's going to be a cleanup, replace whatever we need on seals, get the correct push rods for the adjustable rocker arms, get it up on the run stand and stuff like that. So yeah, we'll be good. From here, we should move fast. We're still in the first week of March, so I think we're still on par. So I'm gonna let you guys go. Tired. It's like 9:30. I know it doesn't seem very late, but after a day of work, I'm glad to get the fuck out of here. So with that, guys, I'm gonna sign off. Okay, so it's Friday. Copper Cutlass here, checking in on you guys, letting you know what we got going on. And we got the gear set up for the Pontiac. My buddy Eric came by and helped me out because he recently, I helped him, but it was unfinished business, and he took over. After we kind of had it somewhat close, he dialed it in perfect. So since it was fresh on his mind, I had him come out here and help me. And between the two of us, we got this setup done in like 2 hours. So it was perfect. I don't have a lot of time today. Tomorrow I'm going to be going to my friend's house, helping him paint the hood for his car. And I'm going to be there all day. And then Sunday, we're planning on going back towards Indiana for a swap meet. So this is it. So during the week, I'm going to wrap this up, figure out what we got to do with the control arms, and then go from there. So let me know what you guys think. We got the pattern pretty damn good. I don't know how good my camera's going to get it, but that's the drive. That's the coast. I think it's pretty damn good for a used gear. It's a 342 with a posi. And yeah, it's all set. Pretty excited. So I'm going to sign off on that note. I wish we took more videos, but you know what? There's much better videos out there. I'm not the most experienced guy with differentials. Obviously, when we did Eric's, I flat out told him I haven't done one in a while, and it'd probably been about 5 years or so. And since he took it upon himself to go further and dial it in even better, and he did a great job, I told him, hey, come over, help me out, and we knocked it out. So now I gained some experience through his experience, and that's where I told him, I'm like, that's what experience to me is. You know, you have that struggle, and you really want to try your best, and through that struggle you learn. And in the past, I had set up gears in the past, and I managed to get them perfect or within range very easily, which I think is luck. I didn't learn anything by doing that. I learned actually more by doing this with him than I ever did in the past setting up gears. So this actually was a really good learning experience for me as well. And again, I got to work with a friend, and we knocked it out fast, and two good minds came together and we rocked it. So I'm going to sign off for real this time, guys. So follow, share, like, subscribe. Follow us on Instagram, Copper Cutlass. Follow us on Facebook, Copper's Garage. See ya.